Hi, hello, and good evening. We are back. We are Strat Chat, and we are discussing Big Brother 26. Tonight, we went from 4 to 3. Obviously, not a lot to get into, but it's a couple of things to discuss, including Julie's fit. Wasn't it a fail? It was so bad. It was so bad. I am Kyle Petty Basal, and I am joined, as always, by my festy besties, John Dunphy Baham and Gina Morgina Mark. And we are Strat Chat. You have some socials at Strat Chat Pod. However, while you may find an account for us on Blue Sky, we are actually there. You can find us everywhere else. Matt wants to know who's that Cam guy in the credits. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. We don't know anything about him.
Kyle, please, he's all I have left.
Like, if you find something out, let us know.
We do know. We
He's
do
all
know
I have
one thing.
left.
We know one thing.
What do we know?
You know, he's got some dogs.
He's not going to win. Oh,
well, that too.
When Julie called him out, like, you're not gonna shout out your dogs at the crib, I almost lost my shit. That was the funniest thing out of all season.
Not Julie, like down the clown.
That was the funniest thing she's done all season.
It is, and I think she's inspired by Chelsea. The whole, ratchet and righteous, hood and holy. She was like, you know what? I'm gonna get down with the get down. What you talking about, dogs? Woof woof. That's so stupid.
Woof woof.
Woof woof. So what happened here? We played a very fun HOH. It was actually fun to play from home. Gina reminded us in the pre-show that this was finding some words in the codes here that Ainsley had, because this was about world domination and destruction.
I don't mean to brag, but I did in fact win this HOH. Thank you.
Except that you're so mean to brag and you're so proud of yourself.
I won.
For the success that no one can validate. But good for you.
I won. Great. I love when I can play from home and I win the competition. I'm like, I can do this.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I will say this was a fun one to watch for me too. I just wish that they would have taken to more time to let us see it instead of like looking at their reactions. I don't need to see Cam going for like 30 seconds each puzzle. Like, I
was very proud of myself because I missed 2 of them, but all of the ones that I got before they even cut away from it. I was like, oh my, am I amazing?
Oh my gosh, am I just like the best thing to ever happen to Big Brother and nobody knows it? Where's Jesse Tenenbaum? I had to send him a message. Like, he needs to know about me.
Like, dear Mr. Brother, I don't know if you know this, but I win HOHs all the time.
Dear
Mr. Brother.
I can't stand you. But Chelsea took the W, which I wasn't sure was going to happen. Like, she kind of crept up from behind, didn't she? Like, this wasn't like a clear Chelsea win, or was it?
No, she was. It was a pretty close one.
But so
never
that
count her
happens.
out. Never count out Chelsea.
Yeah. Chelsea wins. It really didn't mean much at this stage of the game because whoever she puts up, it's really not about her at all, right? It's really about what comes down to who wins this veto, because whoever wins the veto has that final vote and the only vote like to evict. So who really cares what Chelsea
Well,
does?
for me, as the person on my draft team that has the most likely chance to win, I felt good because I knew that, all right, even though Chelsea might not even really have as much power in this week as a normal HOH would earlier in the game, she's guaranteed to go to Final Three here. So, like,
She is.
yeah. So that
Mm-hmm.
for me was a big deal when I saw she won because I was like, all right, the number one pick on my team is going to Final Three. We'll be there on finale night. So
It is also worth noting. Now, I don't want to get my stats wrong. Was it women or all time that she has tied the HOH record in a season? Like, is it like strictly with like the women who have won HOH,
I don't
or is
know.
it everybody? I cannot remember.
She's got 4 now. Chelsea?
I'm unfamiliar with all of these statistics.
She has tied the record of most HOHs in one season, but I can't remember if it's like of all house guests or of women. I can't remember.
Okay.
Maybe someone in the comments can help us. You know, probably not.
I feel like it was everyone.
Probably not. I guess I just also resent your comment there, John, about how you like most likely to win. I'm not.
No, I'm saying
not
on my
100%.
team. Like going into, I just meant going into the week. I had 2 people.
I
in
thought
there
Gina was
with
going to
Chelsea.
let that shot lie, but of
No,
course
no,
she
no,
would
no.
because she has Cam, so she can't say
No.
anything.
Listen,
She's just happy to be here. I'm just happy.
I'm just excited that all of us go into finale with somebody. All right, I know I'm dead in the water. I got no real horse in the race, but I got somebody.
Listen, because I have some say.
No, of course. Mackenzie's
say.
great. But yeah, Mackenzie's got a great shot, and I would actually be very happy for her if she won. I just meant on my team, I had Rubina and Chelsea left. And I am much more confident that Chelsea would win than Rubina. So when I saw that Chelsea was safe for the week, going to Final Three no matter what, I was like, okay, I can kind of breathe a little bit this week because I know that my number one person is going to finale night. That's all it was for me.
Okay. All right. We can accept that. I'm here for it. Then we played Vita. Not a lot happens, like strategy-wise here. Like everything here was kind of predictable. Everything kind of played out the way that we expected. Of course, Chelsea wants to make sure that it's Cam and Mackenzie that are going with her into this final 3. Obviously cutting Rubina. Of course, Cam and Rubina want to be there. Mackenzie may have some different... She doesn't seem to have any thoughts of her own, though, which is a little discouraging to me. It does seem that, Chelsea is very, very much the puppeteer. But let's just get to the point of winning the veto, right? Mackenzie wins veto. It was that silliness with what happened on what day. I will say though that I was surprised with Cam's performance in this. I did not expect him to be that dialed in to when things happened and stuff like that.
Better than I thought he would.
Yeah, I definitely thought that he was a person that was kind of just along for the ride. I didn't think that he would do well in this at all. So I'll give him that. He definitely outperformed my expectations.
He was close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which makes me feel like, because I feel like there's been a lot of people questioning, is Cam trying to win any of this? Is he throwing everything? And I feel like clearly by this performance, he definitely isn't trying to throw anything. He's actually been trying to win. At least for recently, maybe not earlier in the season.
Right, because there's another part of me that almost feels like the physical things. They keep saying that he was a Division I athlete, and there's certain things that he's done in this game that I don't feel like really lives up to those expectations. I definitely would have expected to perform better in some of the more physical competitions, and there's a part of me that thinks that this is all mental, and this is all about mental, that this is the result of Chelsea's coaching. Because there's no way that he would even know, because he does not strike. He really reads recruit to me. This is not a person.
I'm pretty sure. I think he had a social media following before this. I'm pretty sure he is a recruit.
Right, I've read that, so I feel like he probably is a recruit, which means you probably wouldn't know that studying these days are important.
Studying the days.
Which means that Chelsea fed you that information.
Someone,
right?
Must have told him.
Yeah, your success in this is really, it's not 100% yours. So we'll leave that one there. And it didn't matter because Mackenzie still won it. Mackenzie's decision tonight, though, what do you think? It makes very, very good sense to me why Chelsea wanted Cam to stay in, right? Because if we get to the end of this final 3, Chelsea has the best chance of being selected to go to the end if she doesn't win
Mhm.
with Cam or Mackenzie. So that makes very, very good sense for her game. What do you think was Mackenzie's best play? And did she make the right decision? Because obviously, if you're watching here tonight, like whatever, you already know that Mackenzie voted out Rubina. So I guess, F all to the all female final 3, which is very disappointing to me. I was excited to see that. I don't think we've had that in Big Brother. An all female final 3?
I don't think so.
I don't think we have. So I'm sorry that we missed that opportunity, and that is by Mackenzie's hand, completely. I'm torn as to whether or
Yeah,
not this
this
was
one's
the
really
right
a toss-up
decision.
for me.
It is a toss-up because Cam's performance competition-wise would lead me to believe that he probably would not win this end thing, so it doesn't really matter who he brings to the end because he wouldn't actually be in that power position. And you certainly, if you had your rathers, or who you're going to sit next to if you're Mackenzie, I would rather sit next to Cam than
Mhm.
Rubina because they're both pretty short resumes in my mind, but I think Cam's is even shorter.
Yeah.
Um,
I guess my thought is I feel like this was Mackenzie's had powers a few times here, a couple of times, and I feel
mhm,
like Chelsea talked Mackenzie into taking Leah out earlier, and now she did the
mhm.
same thing with Rubina here. And while think that like there were benefits in some ways to Mackenzie's game with those moves, the ultimate person that was benefiting from both of these moves was Chelsea. And
Right.
I feel like with the final 3 we have now between Chelsea, Cam, and Mackenzie, this was like the best case scenario for Chelsea. And Mackenzie could definitely still win, but I feel like you would have thrown a little bit more of a wild card in there with Rubina in there because I feel like Chelsea's got Cam like in the palm of her hand. I feel like, whereas
Mhm.
Rubina would have been if she was someone like Rubina has never really had that much power in the game. And once you get to that final 3, if you get a little lucky, maybe you win something, you can get some more power. And if Rubina was the one making a decision at the end of the day, maybe she would have cut Chelsea. And like, I don't
Mhm.
think Cam will ever do that in any world. So like, I
Mm.
feel like Mackenzie, I don't think her game was damaged by, beyond repair by keeping Cam over Rubina. But
Right.
I think that maybe she would have been in possibly a little bit of a better situation if Rubina was still there.
Hmm.
At this point, I also feel like Chelsea and Mackenzie are so far and away the 2 front runners that it almost doesn't even matter who the third person is
That's the
that much.
thing. Like I feel like there wasn't a right or wrong decision in this situation. So like if we're
Right, because
like in
Chelsea
order to
couldn't be
decide
nominated.
right in order to decide what was more right, you have to, in Kyle's words, get very granular.
Yeah.
I think like honestly, either way, it was a good and or bad decision for her. Like the only best decision would have been cutting the person who was not eligible to be cut. So I don't think it
Right.
really
Because at the end
matters.
of the day, yeah, at the end of the day, too, what this boils down to, right, is like in the event that Cam or Rubina, whichever one it was that stayed, in the event that one of them had the power to make the decision on who to take the final 2, who would it benefit Mackenzie more to have? And I don't have any confidence that either Rubina or Cam would be in that position to
Right.
make that
Yeah.
decision. So like, yeah, like
Mm.
technically you could argue maybe Rubina would have been smarter to keep because I feel like she actually would have taken Mackenzie to final 2. I think that, but what were the odds that Rubina was ever going to be in that position?
Right. Because is the arena the only thing that she's won this season?
I believe so. The AI arena, yeah.
I think so too. I think so too. But with the nature of what those games are in the final 3, isn't it possible? Because that final 3 competition is usually trivia based, isn't it?
The very last one, yeah.
Well,
Or
yeah,
like some kind of like a
like the
we're
winners of
showing a video. Is it A or B?
Right.
yeah, like the
That's
winners of
possible that
part 1.
Rubina could have won that though.
But she
Well,
would have
I
had
don't.
to have won one of the previous ones
Yeah,
to get
yeah,
there.
but even
Right.
To Kyle's point though, I mean, if she won an AI arena, which is a lot of pressure, only 3 competitors
Sure.
on eviction night, maybe it's not so crazy to think that Rubina could pull out a win in some kind of crazy. We talked about how equitable the comps have been all
Oh,
season, right? So
absolutely, yeah.
maybe if it comes down to it,
Yeah,
depending on it,
and
maybe she could win it. I don't know.
Yeah, because the other side to that is it's also not about whether or not Rubina could win. It's also about whether or not the other person loses.
Mm-hmm.
What if they just fuck up? You don't have to be great.
Sure.
You just have to have just outperformed the other person because maybe they failed. What are you looking at? Why are you
I'm
excited?
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. The Yankees just won. They're going
Yeah,
to
there it is.
they're going to the American League Championship Series. I'm sorry. All right, it's over. I'm done now. I'm done. But anyway, I
We're not
will
being
say
straight here.
the other thing I'm thinking about, because a lot of credit to Rabina for winning that AI arena, which she did, right? But when I think about it, Chelsea and Mackenzie both also won AI arenas. So
Also true.
Yeah.
I also think it's a little ridiculous. People are selling Mackenzie very, very short. Like the people in the game. Like, oh, I can win against Mackenzie. Why do you think that?
yeah, I don't know.
Why do you think that? Like, she has been, while she may not have been in the power position for a lot of the social moves, she's still been in a power position where you have not. She
Right.
still can make more of a case for herself than you can because you haven't won anything. So
She
even though we're
puts on
playing
that blue
carnival games,
Lululemon workout suit and she can conquer the freaking world.
right? She's ready to go. The second she comes out in that, thighs tight, she's about to crush it.
Yeah,
you know, and even if she's making other people's decisions, at least she's been in a position to make decisions.
Right.
You just been just walking around, sipping your protein shakes. Like it's not enough. It's just not enough.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, like everybody talks about Chelsea's game, and she's played a great game.
An
Yeah,
amazing game,
probably if
which
I
we
had,
really did call from the beginning. I know that
yeah,
she's on your team. That's absolutely 110% your win. But there wasn't a single person on this podcast that didn't think, you know what, that's a really good fucking choice. Like
Yeah.
we
yeah,
all knew Chelsea from the beginning was like she was the one to watch,
yeah,
and she has proved it
yeah,
time and time again.
yeah. And so
Yeah,
maybe I would say that Chelsea's played the best game of the season, but at the same time,
I would agree with that.
like
Yeah, I think
yeah,
she has.
but
By
at the
Yeah.
far.
same time, I don't think
Mhm.
anyone else other than Chelsea, I don't think anyone else in the house the whole season has played a better game than Mackenzie. If you're going to rank these two, they're 1-2. I feel like Chelsea and
They
Mackenzie,
are 1-2.
Mhm.
and she may, what does Mackenzie have now? 2 HOHs, right? Um, like,
Yeah.
I feel like Mackenzie has been super impressive, and in a way, because people have already been saying, I've been seeing on Twitter tonight. Once Mackenzie picked Cam, like, oh, that's it. Just give Chelsea the check now. She's going to win. It's Cam and Mackenzie against shit. But
And
I
that's for
don't know
sure.
if it comes down to a final two, because everyone's saying, oh, Chelsea's going to destroy Mackenzie in the final two speeches. But I got to say, like, Mackenzie has won a ton of competitions, has had a ton of power at times, and I think has maybe faced more adversity than Chelsea. Like Chelsea was in an
She
alliance,
More of
has.
an
it
underdog
got blown.
story.
And
Right, like
we're also assuming that they are the final two sitting in those
That's what I was
chairs.
gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah, there is a world in which Mackenzie says, "You know what? I know that I got to cut Chelsea, and if she's in a position and she cuts Chelsea, well, then that's it. That's it.
yeah,
Like if Chelsea's not part of this conversation anymore, and like she's just sitting against Cam, I mean,
oh, then she definitely wins it.
yeah, we can
Because
just turn it off. The only
like we
reason
were
it'd be
saying
worth
before.
watching is to see who wins America's favorite.
But it's like we were saying before, Chelsea has the most HOH wins. Mackenzie, I'm pretty sure, has her beat on competition wins all around.
As a
Yeah, I
whole.
think
She's won
Julie.
arenas, she's
Yeah,
won vetoes. Like
Mm-hmm.
Mackenzie
Julie
can
said tonight. Yeah,
absolutely win out.
Julie said tonight that Mackenzie has officially clinched the comp beast title for this season. She's won the
Yes.
most comps, and no one can take her over, even if Chelsea wins everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Matt brings up here, Chelsea clawed her way back to the top when that alliance got destroyed. But that's the thing. I feel like Chelsea was
Yeah,
already a
well, you know
part
what?
of a powerful. That's the thing. Chelsea was already a part of a powerful alliance, and they took a big hit, but they still had numbers, and Chelsea used those numbers very smartly to continue her game. Mackenzie didn't really have anybody except for like Matt and maybe someone else that I'm forgetting.
Right.
And then she's
so
still
happy you brought that up. Yes.
yeah, and
yes.
and without having any of those numbers around her like Chelsea did, and again, Chelsea was incredible in how she recovered and used those numbers to get herself to this point of the game. But at the same time, Mackenzie didn't have any of those numbers that Chelsea did.
Yeah.
And she's
Right.
worked her way so far into the game that she is right now in the same stage that Chelsea is. and gained power throughout. She had nobody.
Mm-hmm.
She went to be
Mm-hmm.
in this final three that has just steamrolled its way to the end and taken out Angela and taken
Mm-hmm.
out T-Core and Chemo and Rabina. That whole trio that people were so worried about a
Yeah.
few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Mackenzie sent out what, two of them, like
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
HOHs that she had. Like,
Yeah, I have to say, like, honestly, when I thought that when Matt went out during like Angela's HOH in the very beginning, I thought that was kind of going to be the end of Mackenzie because I didn't
She had
see
no
her.
agency for so long.
Yes, I didn't see her making really, really solid connections. Like she had something soft with Leah at that point. She had something soft with Angela. Like I didn't see that really, like pushing her to this point that we're still talking about her at final three. So you gotta give Mackenzie some credit there. I still think Chelsea edges her out, but
Yeah. But there also is a piece of like Chelsea came into this game as a Big Brother fan, knowing the game, knowing how to manipulate, and she manipulated and got herself to the end strategically very, very, very well.
mm-hmm.
But Mackenzie entered this game as a recruit, and we
Yeah, she wanted
literally
to play
watched
Love
her.
Island.
But we literally watched her learn the game and position herself to a point where she is now one of the two frontrunners of this game, from not knowing what the hell was going on to now like winning her way to this point and understanding the way to kind of like navigate through it. It's been a wild journey to watch.
Yes, totally agree. Totally
and that's
agree.
why, like, who knows what'll happen. I think if Chelsea or Mackenzie have the power, either one of them would be smart to cut the other and take Cam along, because then you know they're winning. But there is a part of me that does really want to see Chelsea and Mackenzie in the final two seats, because because I can't remember the last time
What a night.
we had two people that deserving of winning, and I think they could both give awesome speeches, and I would love to see the jury have to decide. Yeah, because I think they can both really state their case as well. I think they're both very smart. They've been very good competitors, and I feel like watching the two of them give final two speeches to try to, get the win over the other one would be incredible.
I would love that final two.
I would love it too. I really would. I really would. We spent a lot of time talking about, Team Dunphy, Team Dunphy Baham, Team Petty Basal. We need to spend some time
Kyle, no, we
Team
don't.
And like,
No,
so
we
what do we
don't.
think? What do we think Cam has going for him? And if Cam is in the final two seats, whether it's against Chelsea or Mackenzie, what does Cam say to defend this game?
I have absolutely no idea.
I knew you wouldn't, and that's why I was just so happy that your window was larger.
No.
The thing about Cam, though, because we don't know a lot about him, and I don't think he necessarily has a winning argument against either, but I would be interested to hear his speech because I still don't know the level of intention behind anything that he's done.
Right.
And is it
How
possible?
do you articulate your game?
Yeah, I don't know how you articulate it unless you try to say that maybe like I understood the mechanics of this game. I knew I had to align myself with somebody who asserted themselves as a leader, and that is what Chelsea is and was, and that's what I hitched my wagon to. I knew that if I stuck with her, I didn't have to get blood on my hands. I didn't have to do this. I didn't have to do that because I would just be able to make it here. So the reason why I deserve your vote is because my game was not bloody. My game was gentle and kind, and you should just vote for me because you like me. I just don't know that people like him enough to kind of get there.
Especially seeing like the jury segment tonight and the jury segment we got previously, no one's actually looking at him. Like he doesn't.
I don't believe a word I'm saying. I'm just trying to create some good conversation.
Sure.
There's not much else to say about like.
Because I don't believe a word I'm saying.
I believe that's what your speech can be. I just don't think that that's effective against Chelsea and Mackenzie.
No,
I think that's an argument that would work if you were against Rubina.
Potentially.
Yeah.
It's a completely different conversation if that's your final three.
Yeah.
But with this, I think the writing is on the wall.
Mhm.
He's just the goat that we're dragging to the end because he's a guaranteed W.
I unfortunately shan't be winning my first draft this
No,
season.
you have reached the end of your road. We're happy to see you on finale night.
I'm
We're
happy to have
happy.
made it this far.
Yeah, we're pleased for you. Congratulations,
Thank
but
you.
it's
Yeah.
over.
I also just want to say that Cam really needs to learn how to make a sandwich.
Oh my gosh.
Because
Put some
what?
butter in that
Yeah,
pan.
what is
And what
happening?
was that? No Pam either. No butter, no Pam, like nothing. Not even like, like best value non-stick cooking spray. Like nothing. Like what was that? That bread was like black.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
yeah,
that was terrible.
yeah.
Terrible.
I was offended, honestly, as someone that likes to make
Offended.
yeah, that was someone that likes to make sandwiches, in the skillet often. Like, my goodness, it seems like this is
Right,
supposed
because
to be
that
his
sandwich
thing.
had some potential, right? We had two slices of cheese, we had mad bacon, the barbecue sauce.
Mad
I'm not
bacon.
100% on. I don't think I really needed that.
I could get behind it, honestly, because
You know,
I like a good bacon cheeseburger with like barbecue sauce on it. So I know the burger wasn't in there, but some cheese, some bacon, some barbecue sauce, I'm down with it.
okay. I'm a man who likes different experiences, so I'm a dipper. I'm a
A
dipper. So
dipper.
I would rather. Okay. When I get nice and high, right? I like to have like options. So I
Mhm.
would make a sandwich like this and just make it plain. We'll put some butter in that pan to make sure she don't be blackening up like that, right?
Sure,
Make sure
sure,
she gets
sure,
real
sure.
good. But then like get yourself a nice plate and do like a squirt of ketchup and a squirt of barbecue sauce, and then you get to have like a bite with nothing, you know, the way God intended, and then you can dip it as you want.
Multiple experiences.
Multiple experiences in one sandwich. I don't need to be married to the barbecue sauce, right? Because by the time you get to bite three, I'm a little over it. Like, I'm sorry,
Okay.
sweet baby Ray, we're done. That's the only barbecue sauce I'll talk about. Like, don't come to me with anything
Sweet Baby
else.
Ray's is
Um,
fantastic.
yeah, that's it. That's it. I don't know who Ray is, but I love him.
Love you, Ray.
Love you, Ray. Woo! Wait, hold on. Let's get it. Let's get it. Country. Sweet baby Ray. And with that, it's time to judge our girl.
Oh no.
Oh, Julie. Oh, Julie. What are we wearing this week? So I don't think things went great this week. Okay, we had this oversized pink jacket with some other kind of like little pink blouse. I do enjoy the jewelry. This little brown number with these oversized pockets, these big ass fucking buttons. Looks like she found it at a side of the road yard sale, and she figured she would sew it on this. This is a bona fide. No more conversation needed. This
Oh.
is a knot, and it is completely unacceptable for the night right before finale.
Yeah.
This is absolutely terrible. Matt says
Matt,
hot.
get the hell out of here.
Get the hell. Honestly, are you being serious? Or are you just fucking with us? You can't think this was hot.
This one
I-
was all over the place. Like, there is a world if she gets rid of the jacket and the blouse is like a certain type of fit that this is salvageable.
So,
But
in other words, if she replaces basically everything.
no. Like, as like I'm saying, like if the top is like the right cut and you don't have the blazer, it could be a tepid at best. But like,
But you're not hearing yourself. You're talking about three pieces of
Yeah.
outfit.
Remove
You're
the
saying
blazer.
get rid of one and
Make the
change,
blouse a cut that it is not.
switch the blouse.
no, we don't know what cut it is. I'm saying I can't really tell like what she's got going on under there because she's got that stupid blouse, the stupid blazer over it.
All right. I mean, you're
Not
entitled to
pleasant.
your
Very
vote.
that. Very that.
Everyone
Very
is.
that. But at the end of the day, it's a knot. So
Ah!
sorry. So sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Well, I've got 3 words for this.
Uh oh.
Oh.
And those 3 words are This is crap.
Ooh!
I'm sorry. I get it, Julie. I get it, Julie. The God of 101, right? But this literally looks like she walked out of church and was like, "Oh crap! I have to get to work."
Oh my god.
But even as she walked out of the sanctuary, the rest of the women were snickering. Like, what was that? Like, if Jesus was coming right back right now, and this was, like, this is it. Um,
Yeah, you wouldn't be coming on the
he's not
rapture.
taking you. He's not taking you. The rapture. I want to say the rampage, and I couldn't.
The
Think of it. Like, and I know that that's not the right word, and that's why I pause. Yeah, this is the
Oh my
rapture.
God.
He might say, "You know what? You ain't dressed right, girl. We're gonna be leaving you."
Like,
The
All right, so
rampage.
I'm just curious. Does anybody have an idea of how many like live eviction episodes there are when Julie's there? I guess there's what 15 before the finale, right? So, well, I guess it depends on the season
well,
though, because
maybe
last
14.
season,
Oh, it could
yeah,
be
well,
13 because you have doubles and
right,
things
we
like
have
that. Sure,
doubles,
sure.
Yeah,
and
sure.
last season we had extra the extra
Back.
house guest
Yeah.
with Suri and everything. So,
Sure.
but I'm saying, all right. So on average, you got to get what 13, 14
Cool.
outfits per season, right?
Yeah, that sounds fair.
You can't find like 13 decent
Anything?
outfits. You work 13 hours a year, Julie. Okay.
Like, literally.
When you say it like that, it's so crazy.
Yeah. Like you work literally like 50. All right, we'll give her 15. You work 15
Oh my God.
hours a year, Julie. Okay, can you please find some better outfits? All this denim, this other crap that you're wearing,
Shit.
PTA
Right.
outfits.
Seriously, there are some days in the week that at the bank I work more hours in one day than she works in a season of Big Brother. And this is just unacceptable. There's something about this that also is giving me like Nesquik vibes.
That's
I can't help but think strawberry milk and like chocolate milk when I look at this. And I don't know. I think it maybe just a shade of each, like pink and brown. Like it's just everything about this is offensive. Every time the show starts and like that camera like pans up, I'm like, damn it, Julie. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, if you don't get your shit right by Sunday, like, I've really had it with her. I don't want her to be replaced or anything, but I just want her to get her shit together. Like,
because
who's your stylist? We're nailing the social media this season, and like, we are just failing.
It's so good. Yeah,
so good.
Comps have been great. Like, there's been a lot of great things about this, and yet somehow the wardrobe, Julie's wardrobe, has been the worst part of the season.
The worst wardrobe.
Yeah, and like honestly, there have been some outfits that she's had that I didn't love, but I was like, oh, the shoes look great. Even tonight, the shoes like they look super clunky. I hated them. Like tonight's outfit was terrible.
For the zoom out, because I was like, maybe the shoes can save us, and it just
no, it makes it worse.
Well, see, she doesn't even post shoes. Like, you can't even get that. You can't get it. I don't know it. It's just terrible. Just terrible.
Bring back Jerry. We want Jerry.
It's terrible. Like, who's gonna host reindeer games? I don't want elves and all that shit. Like, that was fun last time, but I would rather Jerry O'Connell host it.
Yeah.
Or bring back Celebrity Big Brother and let him come back. Give him something else to do. I heard the talk is being canceled.
Really?
Is that true?
Oh,
I thought I heard that.
Oh.
So Jerry O'Connell is in search of employment. So like
maybe they're canceling the talk just to free up Jerry's schedule for Big Brother.
That's fine with me. Except I don't want Julie gone. Like, just give him the offshoots. Bring back Big Brother over the top and give it a proper host and give it to Jerry. Reindeer games, no more elves and like that nonsense. I mean, it was cute the first time to kind of launch it because we had Tiffany, we had people we wanted to see. But now that we're in, just put Jerry in there. So Big Brother, Jerry. What did you think of the big announcement? So we heard earlier in the season that Dr. Will was no longer going to be hosting our jury roundtables. And like we had a lot of opinions on who should be taking over the reins. And we found out tonight that it is our beloved Taylor Hale who'll be taking the crown. What do you think about that? Are you jazzed?
I am jazzed. I'm a big fan of the move. I am, and who knows? Because I
am jazzed.
Yeah, I am. I am jazzed, and I feel like I'm curious too. Because you know what, Taylor is a recent winner and a historic winner.
Mhm.
loved by the fans. And there's a part of me that wonders if maybe, because Dr. Will was never going to do anything more than the jury roundtable. Is this a world where you're keeping Taylor connected to the show, hosting something, maybe even hosting the whole show one day? And this is a stepping stone.
Who knows?
Could
I would
be.
like that. What I also like about Taylor is that she's been so honest with the fan base about her involvement in this. Like
Mhm.
she's been pretty transparent about the fact that she was a recruit,
Yep.
and she's like, now that I've watched the show, I've really gotten into it, and like I, I appreciate that. I don't think anyone else has been that honest about it. Like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
this kind of happened upon me, and everyone else wants to be like, oh no, I've always known about it. She was like, no, I didn't. Y'all came to me, but I fell in love with it. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
that makes me that is an energy that I want, because that's the energy that we all have from this podcast, right? It was really Gina that kind of like planted it with me, and then I said, John, I know about this show, and like kind of like got you involved.
Yeah.
And it's like that excited energy, people who actually want to be here. I think that's also what translates with Jerry O'Connell, because he's somebody who was excited to be there, where Julie is just like, I don't even know what show it is. So she had a lot of problems tonight. Like I don't even think she fully knew that the finale was Sunday. Did you catch that? She's like, our
She was
finale.
having a bad talking night.
Yeah, she was
Not
really
great.
struggling, and it's like I want to see people who are passionate. So I'm excited to see what Taylor does with this, because of just how much she's gotten into the game and into the
Yeah.
community. She
I
expects to be greatly. Yeah.
I absolutely agree. And like I adore Taylor. I think it's a great choice
Mhm.
for all of the
Mhm.
reasons that you just said. And I heard a lot of people that like felt some type of way because she is so new and they were looking for like a Danielle Reyes and like all of like, like a more old school roundtable host. And it's like
Mhm.
I hear that, I get that, I understand that, but because the game is kind of translating into this newer era and the game is so different than it was in that time,
Mhm.
who better to host it than somebody who has kind of learned the new era with the new era, to your point, kind of came in blind and has learned to have a love for the game and is so vocal on socials and like on podcasts and whatever. She's already doing exit press with people. Like she has
Right.
so much more of an understanding of this game than she came in with, and so much more of an understanding than a lot of the current player, not so much on this season, but like a lot of the more current players have even had. Like I don't see anyone better, you
Yeah.
know?
No, totally.
Mhm.
And as much as I
Totally
love,
agree.
as much as I love Danielle Reyes and think that would have been a great move, also, I feel like CBS is going to go where the numbers are. You know what I mean? It's like you're going to pull in more people. More people are going to be excited about Taylor than Danielle. That's just the way it is. Like,
Sure.
Right. Right.
and that's what these big corporations and networks do. They go, "Oh, Taylor Hale, she's big for us. She's Dr. Will's replacement. It's not Danielle Reyes, who, like,
Right.
as much as I love her, wouldn't have the same impact. Like
No,
it
she
it
wouldn't.
just wouldn't. Yeah.
And she's also a little bit more relevant too, because she's also like a correspondent for Entertainment Tonight. So it's not like she's in that CBS world. She can kind
Yeah.
of bring something else to it. And I'm getting excited because I was starting to think that Big Brother as a show was starting to kind of lose some steam. I
Mhm.
was starting to get concerned that we were going to see something happen like what we saw in Canada, and what we saw in Australia, even
Yeah.
though it was just picked up. But I was starting to get concerned that, like, is this running out? Especially because CBS, I feel like, is a little like disrespectful to us. Like they'll show commercials for Survivor. Like, no shade to Survivor, I enjoy that show too. But like, stop acting. Like, they keep saying, like, during our show, "Oh, the best social game in the world," and it's like, can you not do that in our house? Like, you can advertise and like during the same thing because it makes some sense. But like, you're kind of like ragging on us, and it makes me feel like you're not as invested um,
Yeah.
in the show. So to see this, and like there seems to be such excitement, like bringing Jack back, to kind of give his thoughts. Like I don't know, there's a little bit more of an electricity
Yeah.
around our show, and it's
No,
really
totally.
really exciting to see.
Absolutely.
You're right. I
Yeah.
think it really speaks to, like, the health of something when you're bringing people back who recently played, right? And
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring up a sports reference just because, like,
Oh
this is my world.
no.
But like, I worked. You guys know I worked for a long time for the New York Islanders, right?
Mhm.
And they've been bad for a long time. And one of the things They got better recently, but they were bad for a long time when I lived there. But
He
what I'll
makes me
say
wear
is,
these hats. He does
well,
this to me.
well, one of the things I'll say is that for a long time, fans were really down on the ownership, and one of the things was that there was no connection to the past, right? Even the recent past, they wouldn't invite former players back for special nights. They wouldn't do anything. And now we have new ownership, the Islanders, and they bring all these people back, and there's a new excitement and rejuvenation around it.
Mm-hmm.
And just on tonight's episode, even in an episode that we all agree was kind of like a snoozer, we got Jag, the most recent winner, to come back and appear live on the show. Mm-hmm. We had an announcement that Taylor Hale, the next most recent winner after Jag, is coming back to permanently host the roundtable. It's like you have people that have, we've got a great season with a great cast here. We got the winner from the last season coming on the show tonight live. Another recent winner is going to be a host, a big part of the game. It's like you have other people that have played the game that are involved, and it excites fans, and it excites obviously past players. Like I feel like it's just a healthier environment where it's like you have people involved that aren't just actively playing the show, but have recently played it and want to continue to be a part of it, which I think is what's important. It's like, all right, we might love the show or hate the show from season to season, but look at this community that continually comes back year after year.
Community. It feels like a rejuvenation of the community, and it feels like it's coming back to life. And it made me so disappointed to hear. I'm happy that we're casting for the next season. You didn't really announce it, but the fact that you're casting for it, very encouraging. But it made me wish there was another one coming a little sooner. Give us one in the winter. Give us an over the top again, something like that.
A little something.
Yeah. I'm telling you, if we could get... It doesn't always have to be every year, but maybe one year there's just a Big Brother season in the summer, but then the next year we have a Big Brother and an over the top. And then the next year we have a Big Brother and a celebrity, and it's every 3 years, we kind of rotate these different iterations of the game. And, every year we better have BB reindeer games. But if you can just kind of change things up.
So bad. And put Mackenzie on reindeer games, by the way. She'd be so excited to watch because socially she's a puppet, but if she's just able to just win things and just keep going, Mackenzie, I don't want to say she's the new Cameron because Cameron's disgusting and Mackenzie doesn't give me the ick.
Right.
But you know what I mean? Calm beast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mackenzie's great. I really, really like Mackenzie.
And I'm pleased. I also want to speak on her just for another brief moment because I picked her last on my team, but that's not really where I wanted her. I wanted her sooner, and I have to say that I prejudged her. She was a white girl from Texas, and the red flags all over the place. I was just scared. I didn't want to just end up with egg dripping down my face. I'm like, oh my gosh, my Texan queen. And then she just embarrasses me with almost racist activity. But she has really just surpassed my expectations. And I would not have put her as last if it was just based on what stats we knew ahead of the game. Just knowing where she came from scared me.
I mean, if I can be honest, even because I watched that whole whatever it is, 2 hour, 3 hour Mike Bloom-esque interview video that we got of their little DRs or whatever, and nothing about her in that really excited me. So preseason, I was just nah, I can take her or leave her. I don't really care that much about her, and she has endeared me so much towards her during the season. She is totally different than what I prejudged her as from those interviews. I just did not see this coming.
Yeah.
Well, see, I was excited because she was a woman that worked in construction.
Sure.
And I keep calling her a sturdy woman, but that's kind of what I mean. Because I feel like when you're working in a male-dominated field or industry like that, you have to just unfortunately know that you're going to take some hits. People are not going to respect you right. You kind of have to be a little bit more sturdy than your average girl. You got to be strong and kind of ready to go, ready to lead. So I thought that would serve her well in the game, and I think it has.
Yeah,
I think it has. Yeah,
I totally agree. Mackenzie is very deserving to be there in the end. Yeah. So I'm glad that she is, and she's hot. So
There it is.
Just, just
I usually get there a lot faster than John.
Because John likes to pretend that there are other reasons.
well, there are other reasons. I'm not pretending. We're 46 minutes into this thing, and it's the first
No, I
time
know.
said
She said that for the ha-ha.
I just
That's
wish,
a good hero.
see, the problem is I think she's hot, but it's a lost cause because I can never compete with her brother. So
No, John.
Oh, stop. We weren't going to do that.
No.
Although I did have that thought when they did that little family segment. I was like, this is who you keep talking about?
But also, then I saw somebody on Twitter talking about it because I guess she like talks about her family on the feeds. Her brother is gay. Why are we doing this to her?
I mean-
We're doing her so
Oh,
dirty.
is that so? I didn't know that.
We're doing her so dirty.
Leave her alone.
Listen,
Leave
it has-
her alone.
it has-
Of
it
course
has
she can lay in bed with her little brother. Like, that's fine, then. Who cares?
This has
That
never
changes
been.
it completely. Because the only reason
Right, that totally changes the context.
This changes everything.
Listen.
Why was that not discussed sooner?
We can still have fun and joke, all right?
Yes, we can. We can have fun and joke. But it's a whole different kind of joke. You know? Y'all done did my girl wrong. And like, see,
I
didn't
read
know
that
this
on
was
Twitter somewhere, and I was like, "Are we kidding? We've been dragging this girl all season."
right. Thing is, she's incestuous. You
Oh,
know,
no.
my
Sorry,
goodness
girls.
gracious.
Actually, I'm just thinking about it now. Actually, I would love to see Mackenzie on the challenge.
Oh hell yeah!
Absolutely, yeah. That's a game for her. That's a game for her.
100%.
I don't think there's a place for Cam in any other show. I'm over that. I wouldn't mind seeing if we're gonna start talking about hypotheticals. Chelsea on the Traders intrigues me
Ooh.
because she's just so fucking smart. Like she's smart, and she's just so perceptive. She'd be fun on that.
I feel like I'd want it to go maybe a season or two before Chelsea goes on, though, because I feel like if she went on right after this, they'd be like, "Oh, that's the girl that that's the girl on Big Brother that manipulated everybody and this and that." Like,
okay.
I feel like if she was on there too soon and somebody recognized her,
Sure.
she could be in trouble like right away.
I think that's fair. I hear that. I also don't think that a lot of the people that they cast on the Traders would know things like that. Like these idiots didn't even know who Cherie was.
But the thing is, I think all it takes is one, though. You know what I mean? All it takes is one person to start it.
I hear you.
So I feel like we've seen other people in other shows get targeted like immediately.
I agree with that.
Just
I hear
because
that.
of a reputation they had. And I feel like if you're the most recent winner of Big Brother and anybody paid any attention to the season, you're an immediate target walking in.
That's fair. That's fair. Is there anything else?
Did you want to talk about our AFP?
Yeah, that's the only other
campaign?
thing I had was with the voting
AFP.
soon opening, right?
I think it might be open already.
I think it is open
it is?
already.
I gotta be honest, my AFP is still Tucker.
Yeah, me too. Hands down. Hot as hell. A great television. The only other person, if for some reason Tucker wasn't available, I actually think I'd be voting Angela.
I can't. I know that she was like such a big part of the season. She caused so much drama.
She sure did.
So much chaos, and I love her for that. But none of anything that she did on the whole season makes her my favorite. Whereas Tucker, I can very clearly say was one of my very favorites, and probably still had that big impact. You could have found another crazy person and replaced them with Angela. Like you couldn't have replaced Tucker, and it had the same sort of.
Oh no, that's fair.
Season.
I always said
you know
if Tucker for some reason was unavailable.
Yeah.
I mean, who else gave us such good television? Like that's all. That's
and
all.
he just played the game so differently than anyone else. He brought chaos. He was one of the best players in there, but he just did so many unorthodox things, like winning the veto and taking someone else off the block when you're there. Just never shying away from literally, what did he volunteer himself 3 times and win the AI arena twice at least to come back? You know what I mean? Like he was just such an unconventional player. and he had such a bit, and it almost, that's the thing, there are people that have left that are on the jury, and it almost feels like they were gone longer ago than Tucker was somehow, even though Tucker was a pre-jury eviction. Like, it's just like, I feel like his impact on the game cannot be understated. And like,
Sure.
yeah. So for me, it's going to be Tucker no matter what.
I wonder who I will be voting for. Obviously, it's going to be my little grandma boy.
The worst person on the season.
No, I love him so. He brought me so much joy. He was so fun. Listen, say what you will, but there was a clear dip in like fun feeds, fun edits, fun like silly goofy ha-has the second he left.
I disagree.
He brought so much life into this house.
I feel like the dip in the fun for me was once like we lost Angela, we lost some other people later on. Like Quinn leaving Quinn leaving to me for the fun feeds and all that, it had no effect. Actually, I had
with his exit. You can't deny it.
Once he left, I became more likely to watch the feeds because I knew that he wasn't there.
That is a crazy thing to say.
I mean, it's just true though. He was so grating.
I love him.
Flames on the side of my face.
Side of my face.
No,
breathing, heaving.
But like, listen,
Quinn. I hope that he is never on another show ever again because
he was the bit guy. He's so fun.
If he's on another show, I already know that I will not be able to watch that show if he's on it.
No, I love a bit guy. I have it saved on my phone. I still giggle at the panhandling for votes bit. Like, he's so funny.
He's not funny.
No, I'm sorry. I love him. We're never going to see eye to eye on this one, and that's okay. He's not for you.
No, it is okay. Yeah, of course it's okay. You're totally within your rights. You're totally within your rights to be wrong.
I'm using every email address I got.
I'm always with the solo opinions here. So
I'll be the dissenter. I'll stand 10 toes down.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be making so many email addresses, telling Kyle, "See, here you go. 10 more votes to Tucker. 10 more votes to Tucker."
Listen, I'm gonna get my mom involved. I want to know who she's voting for. Mommy, what are you doing?
And I'm like, do I pull a Kyle and start doing my Instagram campaigning? If you love me at all, if I've ever made you smile, a silly goofy haha, perhaps.
If I have ever made you smile, if there's ever a moment where I've ever made you feel good or positive,
then vote Quinn for America's favorite player.
Text the name Tiffany to 97979. Oh man. All right, so are we through here? What do we have coming up? Today is the 10th. Happy birthday to Sammy from Survivor 43. Happy birthday,
Sammy.
Happy birthday. What do we have coming up? On Sunday, the 13th, we have a 2-hour finale that begins at 9 p.m., right? 9 p.m. Eastern.
You'll watch the recap tomorrow?
That's right.
No, definitely not.
I'm working tomorrow, so...
Yeah, I'm going to see a show. I'm definitely not watching it.
I will not gander for some more silly, goofy gremlin.
Okay, I mean, like, depending on what's happening...
I hope Quinn's not in a single second of it.
He's going to be in so much of it.
He definitely will be. I don't know about so much of it. He'll definitely be in it. Maybe over coffee on Saturday morning, but I whatever. If I just need something on in the background, then fine.
I'm actually it works out very well for me because I'm working Sunday, but it's like a daytime shift. It's like a kid show in the theater. So I'll be home. I can watch the live finale. I'm very excited about it.
Oh, nice. Good. Yeah. But we're still recapping it Monday, right? Monday is when we're going to recap the finale.
That's correct.
And on that same night, we'll be discussing Survivor 47. I was hoping to line up a guest, but they are unavailable during that time. Man. However, I don't think that our Big Brother 26 coverage ends on Monday the 14th. We have a request from a previous guest to add one additional stream so that they can chat with us. We are going to be figuring out what that date will be. But Louis Cologne of The Amazing Race and the Challenge USA Dos would like to chat with us, and we'll be coming back with that. And we'll let you know additional reason to follow us on the socials. We'll be back on the 17th, I assume, with the Challenge 40.
That sounds about right.
Okay. And that's it. We're not covering the summit. No one cares. The first episode was wholly unwatchable. For any other things that we'll be doing, you can follow us on the socials at Strat Chat Pod. And I think we're out of here.
Yeah. Quinn sucks.
Hey,
Ooh.
that's not nice. That's not right.
It's not nice. That's really
not right.
It's not a nice way to end the stream.
Just wanted to get it in there real quick.
He's a lovely
yeah.
man.
Well, I don't know about lovely, but
A lovely man.
Matt said